Hello guys, this is Areia. I'm an artist producer, songwriter and filmmaker. I've been involved with the K-pop industry since the K-pop boom back in 2009. With K-pop Nerd, I not only review and explain what's going on in your favorite K-pop songs, but I also attempt to give you an insight on the production perspective of those works. ITZY are back. JYP sassy girls came right into the summer to shout at us that they're not shy. They're after what they want and they will just get it. And even if they don't get it, it's not a big deal after all.
Cause I'm not shy. Not shy, not me. Not shy, not shy, not me. Give me
ITZY have debuted only last year, yet this is their fourth release. They have been retaking their sassy but at the same time charming image, and all the releases are around a similar theme. That they are different, they are free, they can do whatever they want and be whoever they want to be, and nobody has the right to stop them. This brings up a social message which is not often told in K-pop in this direct way, at least till recently. That has helped them gain a lot of support from the new generation in Korea who are slowly raising against the traditional standards that dictate who you have to be based on your gender, age, education or social status. The group is carefully crafted with young and cheerful but at the same time bold and skillful members that convey the concept just by their presence. They do that without becoming irritating, tiring or coming off as too strong, and they remain very likable, projecting a positive energy. Yujin and ITZY are usually the ones that take control, with Lia and Chaeyoung following with pride. Even Yuna, born in late 2003, is able to project a very confident image. In their debut song Tala Tala, they told us how they're different and they don't want to conform to social standards. Then in ITZY, they taught us how to be confident and not care about what people say. In Wannabe, they told us to stop pretending to be somebody else and just be ourselves because we're perfect just like that. In Not Shy, they're telling us to boldly go out there and get what we deserve. Not Shy finds the girls in a Wild West setting. These are the years that settlers fight for resources in the west coast of North America. They gave up the safety of their home and they rush to an environment where laws are nearly non-existent in the pursuit of a better life and wealth. The world of Wild West is full of outlaws, bandits and thieves, all hunting for that gold. The girls are presented as such outlaws who are hunting for what's important to them and are going to get it no matter what. They're not shy, they're bold, they're adventurous, they're just beautiful. The music video consists of 3 different settings, one of the town, one of their hideout, and one of the hunt. It all starts with a town setting, with Lia showing off in front of the wanted posters. This immediately puts us into the Wild West setting and presents the girls as the sassy outlaws. Then we see Chaeyoung and Yuna walking and posing around the city. Finally, ITZY and Yujin arrive with a car to pick the rest of the girls up. Then ITZY drives off into the desert and the adventure begins. The girls are having fun with the ride, enjoying the view and the fresh air. Then they spot their target, an armored truck. ITZY steps on it and the pursuit begins. After some maneuvers, they manage to get in front of the truck and immobilize it. Then they hold the driver at gunpoint and run away with the truck. Where to? To the secret hideout, of course, located at this auto supply / garage. Then they get into the secret basement where they hold all their loot, which it appears to be tasty desserts. All that pursuit is a symbol for going for what one wants in their life. One's life is like going around in a vast desert. The armored truck is a symbol for one's dreams and wishes. When you spot your target, you will have to pursue it and catch it. The treasure, in this case the desserts, symbolize success and achieving your dreams. At the same time, there is a more clear overlaying message in this song. It's of course a love story, with the girls being the ones that are after the guy. This is a bit unusual than the traditional K-pop theme of the girl being shy and hiding and waiting for the guy to make a move and all that stuff. In this case, the girls are totally confident about themselves. They want the guy and they're going to get him. Totally sassy. It's worth pointing out that, although it's very easy to start thinking this is a story about ITZY's members' life and how they struggle to become idols and all that stuff, this is extremely unlikely. While from the fan point of view, we tend to romanticize about the process and struggles of an idol because, after all, we're curious about celebrities' lives, this is not how people in the entertainment business actually experience life or produce content. ITZY members themselves had very little to do with the song selection, lyrics, or the music video theme and design. The song was designed to appeal to a mass audience and make sense in the everyday experiences of that audience and their own life, like struggling with themselves and needing some confidence to go out there and get a lover or whatever else they deserve. The people that created the music video focused on transforming that song into visual art. It had nothing to do with ITZY's experience as idols, especially how fans perceive that through limited information and often heavily planned and inspected interviews that idols give for marketing purposes. The song has a hip-hop breakbeat style instrumental and a standard pop form of verse-chorus, bridge chorus. The song was written by Charlotte Wilson along with young Korean songwriter Kobe, who also did part of the instrumental with songwriter Iratak and JYP himself, who also did the lyrics of the song all by himself. With its strong rhythm, it has a very cheerleading vibe, girly but at the same time fierce, totally matching ITZY's concept and theme of the song. The song starts with an intro of a very sassy saxophone, accompanied by fast rhythmic clapping and snare sounds. During the verses we can hear a simple rhythm with a thin bass line hitting along with the light drum kick. The saxophone only plays a few notes at times, just as a reminder of the mood. We can also hear a downwards bleeping synth which gives that sneaky feel to the song. During the pre-chorus, the anticipation builds up with clapping and snare sounds and background brass sounds along with a faint driving melody. The bridge is a more melodic and intense version of the pre-chorus, leading to a filtered version of what we've heard in the intro. Then the hook brings back the sassy saxophone with a powerful and strong rhythm. The vocal melody has so much character and the girls sing with charisma, allowing them to be cool and confident without coming as wannabes. During the later part of the first verse, the anticipation is building up. In case you couldn't feel that with a running beat, Eugene is telling you in your face that she can't wait anymore. Then at the pre-chorus, Lia and Yuna project confidence by telling us that it doesn't matter what we think, because what they think is important, and that is that we match each other. Finally, during the chorus, the message is made clear. They're not shy and they will go out there to get anything and everything they want. The chorus is especially catchy, charmingly fitting their own group name in the lyrics. Not shy, not me, not shy, not shy, not me. The music video is based on a themed storyline. The actions are very clear and in the correct order. The girls are in the town. They ride the car, go out to the desert, pursue the armored truck, get the loot to their hideout, and enjoy the treasure. With the slight exception of Eugene, during her part in the first verse, when the girls are out in the desert with a car, there is no other lip-sync performance in the storyline or otherwise. Every scene is either storyline and modeling, or the dance, which is where all the lip-sync is naturally happening. There are no solo lip-sync scenes or sets whatsoever, something that is found very often in K-pop music videos. This form of music video is often used when the director wants to keep the action and energy go on without many interruptions. When there is such an active story going on, adding a lot of solo performances would take the attention away from what's happening and leave much less time in the edit for the dance as well. That's why the only solo lip-sync shot is actually happening inside the storyline. This is also a good budget saver, as there are no individual solo sets to be created and performances that have to be filmed, and therefore resources and time can be put to other use. There are too many locations in the music video: the city and the desert, which includes a hideout and an underground place where the sassy bandits keep all their loot. The city seems like an old market or neighborhood, decorated a bit for the purposes of the music video to look more like a small town, like you would find in the Wild West, but obviously more modern. You can see in the background that this is actually in a modern city, perhaps Seoul. You can also see the signs of modern living like pipes, cables and air conditioning units, which in this case add to the value of the image as they make it look wilder and not conforming to standards, just like ITZY. You can see many wanted posters with the girls' faces just like the Wild West. The reward amount is $20,190,212, which, if read as a date, it's actually 12th of February 2019, which is ITZY's debut date. This setting can be seen during the intro and when Yeji and Ryujin arrive to pick up the rest of the girls. Then they also use the same setting for the dance that takes place during both verses and pre-choruses. The second location is the desert. As we see from the behind-the-scenes videos, the pursuit actually takes place at the same location where the building that is used for the hideout is located at. Of course, that is not shown in any of the shots that made the final edit. The music video is intercut with the pursuit scenes where Yeji is driving a Chevrolet Impala 1963. While we can see Yeji driving at the more casual scenes, she is not the one actually performing the more dangerous maneuvers. Not because she couldn't do it, but there would be no reason to risk an accident and injury. So a professional stunts driver is driving during those scenes instead, and smart camera angles or post-processing techniques are used to hide the driver. Most of the times anyways. Some very nice shots are taken here with smart camera placement that allows emerging into the pursuit and feeling like we're there. Eventually the girls manage to immobilize the truck and they get off in a fancy way holding their guns, which of course are fake. They raise their guns and the next shot is them leaving with a truck. If you notice, they leave the Impala behind. They could have taken both cars, of course, but instead they left it to the guy they just robbed. I'm not sure if that was done on purpose to show a more sympathetic side of the bandits, or if it was just a convenient and practical way to film the scene because perhaps no other girl than Yeji can actually drive and they just didn't want to complicate things. The last place is a hideout in the desert, which is supposedly a garage, and it makes its appearance at the first chorus. The same place is filmed from multiple directions, different conditions and lighting, creating a variety of subsets. This was actually a unique set that was created just for this music video. This gave total control to the production team so they could alter the appearance and lighting and therefore have a location with multiple sets that look different. This is a very efficient use of budget, and at the same time, since there are no solo scenes, it made sure that the girls had a good rest between the various changes. The first use of the hideout is the dance during the first chorus, where we can see the building from its front side with an auto supply sign on top and many relevant posters. We can see the set is decorated like an isolated place in the desert. During the second part, we're introduced to the inside, as well as the backside of the hideout. We can see reuse and reposition of many of the same props, like this car that is moved from the outside to the inside. There is very smart use of daylight, as it lets through the gaps of the construction and giving more depth and dimension. The backside of the building with the garage sign is reused during night as well, this time with full artificial light, allowing the lighting team to give even more dimensionality to the set. There are also some scenes from the storyline which make use of the hideout location. The first is filmed from the side of the building and shows the truck and the girls looking through it, revealing the treasure. Then we can see the girls pulling a trapdoor and descending into their secret vault. There are no clear signs in the music video or the behind-the-scenes videos on where exactly this vault is at, but my bet would be that it's the same building redecorated for the scene or some warehouse from the city location. We can see some extra scenes in the making of videos, like the girls shooting with the guns at some cans, practicing, just like some western movie. I'm not sure whether this was just a fun activity for the girls while waiting, but from the looks of it, it was probably an actually filmed scene that never made it into the final edit. The choreography includes many sudden moves which help the girls expressing the wild character of the concept. It has a lot of symmetrical moves and well-planned routines. Hand gestures that directly symbolize the concept of the song are also used all the time. The gaze of the girls during the dance is amazing. They're looking at you like they're going to sneak in the night and come to get you. It's those little details that are usually not executed that well in smaller productions. The obvious reason is less talented and not as well-trained artists, but also less experienced producers, directors or choreographers that just didn't think about such details, or just budget restrictions that put priorities in more essential things which in these larger productions are just taken care of. The styling really helps out each of the girls. I think they probably all look the best than they ever looked, especially ITZY's and Yuji's blonde hair and Yuna's hairband are on point. The dance at the end where they all have their impressive long ponytails makes them look extra charming and attractive. The girls have 4 different outfits. One for the storyline, one for the dance in front of their hideout, one for the dance in the city, the back and the inside of their hideout, and finally a different costume for the nighttime. While all the outfits can be easily identified as K-pop, they're part of the global fashion and they're clothes anybody with fashion sense in the big city could wear. We see a lot of cowboy boots, of course, that they add to the Wild West image. Detailed makeup and very well matched accessories bring up the quality to the usual very high JYP standards. Most of the dances of this music video were filmed using a gimbal setup. This is to give a fluid kind of motion but also full control for sudden movements that feel more natural, like a first-person point of view, like you're there and looking at the girls as they dance. This allows the viewer to feel closer to the girls. Usually extra shaking pattern, rotation or zooming is added in post-processing to give a more intense feeling. This technique was mainly mastered in girl groups TWICE music videos. We can also see somebody holding a reflector at a lower position. This is in order to reflect light back to the girls' faces from a bottom direction, so there are no ugly shadows under their eyes, nose and neck. When Tala Tala came out, I was okay, this is something new and interesting. I wasn't a huge fan of some of the visuals, but the girls looked very skillful and energetic. ITZY was a release that got me hooked up and made me a fan of ITZY and Eugene. Wanna Be had a slightly more grown-up theme with a clubbing atmosphere and it has been my favorite so far. Not Psy though allowed the girls to show their sassy and energetic character more than ever. Along with a wonderful choreography and styling, great camera work and of course the girls' visuals and performance, this one is definitely my favorite ITZY release so far. I can't wait to see where this adventure will take ITZY as they keep maturing and expanding their concept. Thank you so much everybody for watching this episode of K-Pop Nerd. If you have any questions about anything or you're just curious regarding K-pop production, feel free to comment with your questions and I will try to answer. Also let me know which song you would like me to do next. If you have enjoyed this video, make sure you like it and you're subscribed to my channel, make a comment and also do check out my Patreon because your support is very important so I can continue doing what I do and keep bringing more content to you. This is the K-Pop Nerd, see you next time.